T.O. Blaze.
Hey there, this is T.O. bringing you my first ever KSP2 video, and boy, what a day it has been. So I set my alarm bright and early. I'm in the East Coast, so not quite as early as some other players. And 9 o'clock the game went live, and by that point I'd already done some chores, made a pot of coffee, grabbed some breakfast, prepped the kids, and was ready to sit down, download the game, purchase it obviously first, and then get into it. Well, that's not how the day went. So this is the first bit of footage that you see here. This was around, I don't know, 9:15 or so in the morning, and the reason my audio is done by voiceover, number one, the game runs kind of slow, which is typical of KSP, and I feel like what should be 5 minutes of content turns into 10 or 15 minutes of gameplay. So just to shorten that, I tend to do voiceover after the fact. Also, I'm not familiar with the sound settings, and I need to lower them dramatically. So I recorded all this, and when I went back and played it, you can kind of hear my voice, but not very well. So anyway, this is finally me in the VAB after literally 8 hours of waiting. Not waiting at the computer, but I wasn't able to play for roughly 8 hours. The game kept getting stuck on the loading screen, which was apparently a problem afflicting a lot of players. So finally in the VAB, and I mentioned during my live footage, which again didn't get to keep the audio for, that I decided to go with some KSP1 style campaign objectives. So in this early release of KSP2, they don't have any campaign type stuff. You don't get contracts. You don't have missions. It's just sandbox, and it's some limited features. So here you see me playing with the parts and whatnot. I'm slapping together my first vehicle to mimic the first launch that you might have in KSP1. So obviously, maybe not the first launch, but one of the first launches. So in the first launch, you would only have one engine. In this case, I've got two different engines. I went with a Terrier and a swivel. But I decided to go with like a Gemini or Mercury style, where I'm going to slowly work my way up from the basics to more advanced type flights and missions. And I'm really glad I did that, because the footage ended up being a whole lot longer than I expected. The audio didn't work out. So, we walk before we run for a reason. And I learned a whole bunch of things about KSP2 while recording this footage. So the displays on screen are so very different. The data that I need to fly is in different places and seems, different. And also the game was playing so slow, incredibly slow. The frame rate was terrible, that it was hard to, I didn't want to touch anything. I was afraid to change settings and make adjustments. It took me forever to get into space in real time. And this is 8 times sped up, plus some physics time warp that you'll see occasionally. But so I'm not trying to be super negative. I get it. This is early release, but boy, it's not very playable yet, unfortunately. But boy, is it beautiful. The game really does look nice, which isn't super high on my priority list. I'd rather be playable and functional, but at least it looks nice. I mean, it's like a constellation prize, I suppose, a constellation prize. As you look out into space, you can see the galaxies and stars and stuff. It's very, very pretty. So I'm loving the engine plumes. Man, look at that Terrier engine. It looks nice, at least. And like I said, I'm not trying to shoot for the moon, pun intended, on this first mission. I chose Valentina, and I wanted to send her suborbital. So she left the atmosphere for a short while. And look at this beautiful shot here. Look, the sun gets blocked out by that space debris. And the intent was just send her suborbital, not even do any EVA or anything like that. Just get her out of the atmosphere and come back down. And I'm enjoying the view. I'm realizing, okay, I'm down to 10,000 meters. I'm slamming the space bar, trying to stage that darn parachute. I realize I'm still under time warp, so I turn off time warp. Still managed to hit the parachute, but for some reason, it didn't deploy nearly as high as it should have. So, fortunately, Valentina crashed into the ocean. So that's the beginning of my KSP2 experience, and I hope you guys are having a better experience than I did. But it's promising. The game looks beautiful. Hopefully, they can work out some kinks and make it more playable. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I might release some more KSP1 footage while we wait for KSP2 to be a little more playable. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. Leave a like or a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys soon.